Alrighty, here's chapter 4. And again, as I stated, this is the workforce. We're looking at the workforce and the profile that's out there because we have to make sure that whatever the job is, whatever the job description is, even if we're creating a new job description or updating one, we need to know about the person that's going to be coming in, if there's any skill gaps, uh, if there's if we need to retrain some of the people that we've got for that position, if there's a skill shortage, like right now, there's a shortage as far as um, and the need for people that do construction work and plumbing, things like that. The reason why is because we've had several major hits in the United States. We're still not out of Katrina, that they're still trying to go ahead and get Louisiana up to date, meaning the hurricane. We're having to deal with both the Puerto Rico, still trying to bring that up to date because of Maria. The issue that Irene did on Florida and how that needs to be redone. The flooding that has been done here in the Rio Grande Valley. So we've got skills, we've got gaps that we need to be filling, and we need positions that need to be filled as well. So when we're looking at this, we look at again the where we need to go and the geographical area and what the job is going to need. Do we need to have at least a high school diploma, or do we need to have a bachelor's degree, or do we need to have an associate degree? Now, at this present time, between 2000 and 2000 and 2010, we have grown in people having at least a high school diploma and at least having a bachelor's degree. The other thing that has happened is that we've increased in certain areas like the Asian because of the health related professions where a lot of them come in and they take it. Now, remember, this is based on race and ethnicity in 2010 that are 25 years and over. Okay. Um, there's so many differences between in Hispanic. You've got not just Hispanic, but you've got Puerto Ricanos, Cubanos, um, those from Chile. I mean, you've got a plethora of people that can be considered Mexican or Hispanic. So many different cultures in that area that we're looking at. The other thing also that we're looking at is the level of education. Those that are spending time in graduate school without receiving a degree. Those that are just still haven't gotten their master's degrees or their PhDs. People that are looking at the high school diploma, associate degrees, 9%, attended some college, 17%, no high school diploma, 15%. Now, this, of course, can also be those that have gotten their GEDs. So this is kind of mixed as far as those results. Advanced degrees and bachelor's degrees, okay? Work, of course, and jobs, the effort toward the results. What does this job going to do? The tasks, the duties, the responsibilities, and what is its inputs? What is its activities? What is its outputs? What are we going to be doing? For example, if I'm the person that works at HEB, I'm the cashier. What do? My input is the items that I'm going to be making sure get scanned or barcoded in to make sure that I also take in the cash or debit card or credit card so that then I can give these people their receipt, their money, and they're out. Okay? It goes through the organization but it's important because it increases sales. Okay? So that's what I do as far as a position. If you're going to be doing a redesign or a design, then what you're looking at is what do we do? What are we looking at the tasks, the duties, the responsibilities to make sure that we're going to be productive? A job redesign is looking at a current job and having to redesign it because of maybe there's a way to improve it or that we're adding technology. For example, HEB again. I hate to say HEB, but that's the one that keeps coming to my mind. HEB, where they're actually looking at the new positions. We have new positions as far as the curbside, right? The helping with that. You also have the people that help with their self-checkout. What do they need to know? How do they need to work it? How is that different than actually doing a cashier job? Redesigning and improving or creating new jobs based on new technology, but still based on old. Okay. We have full-time employees, part-time employees, independent contractors, and temporary workers. The difference between temporary workers and full-time, part-time, is the fact that they will work, they could be seasonal only, okay? Only when it's needed. And a contingent worker is not full-time, and it depends on the period of time and the type of work. For example, at Sutterbond, they only need lifeguards at a certain time, right? Aside from that, they don't need them because they're closed. Contingent workers. The person and the job fit. When we're looking at the type of person that we're looking to hire, for example, if you're looking at a salesman, you're going to put all their tasks, their duties, and responsibilities, but you're going to have somebody that's going to be outgoing, that doesn't have a problem talking to people, that doesn't have a problem striking up a conversation quickly and easily, okay? So you're looking at somebody that's an extrovert. So, or maybe that's not so much of an introvert on their own. So we're looking at the job and the fit, how they're going to be doing, and what they're going to be, what kind of a person you need to get that done. So we're looking at, again, the common approaches to job design is job enlargement. So for example, you're going to be a cashier, but you're also going to be trained in order to utilize the self-checkout, okay? They're similar. It's enlarging the job, enlarging the responsibilities, duties, skills, technology use, but they're going to be working at both. It enriches themselves because, one, they could be going up in position because of what they're able to do. And plus, it helps in job rotation because if you have too many cashiers, but not enough people that are taking care of the self-checkout, then you can push them over and make sure that they're taking care of that area. The skill, you're looking at the job. What do they need to know? And it's a variety of skills. With every skill, with every job, you need to know about communication, either written or verbal. The task, what are they going to be doing from start to finish? They're going to need to make sure if they're cashier at HEB that one of the things that they need to do is make sure that they can start with a certain amount of cash and balance out at the end of the day with the cash that they have. They don't need to be over and they don't need to be short. And of course, the significant that task has on other people. The making sure that you're balanced means that the accountants aren't going to have to do a lot. They're not going to have to worry about having to figure out what they're going to do with that cash overage or cash shortage and why it's happening. They're going to be able to take care of that easily if everything is balanced. The autonomy is about the freedom, okay? Being able to give them the discretion and the work on scheduling, okay? Saying, okay, I'm going to need for you to be able to work during this time. You tell me when you want to take your time off, your breaks. Not that they have to be so rigid and scheduled, because you don't want everybody taking a break when it's the busiest time of the day. And of course, you also want to be able to make sure that you give people their feedback on how well they're performed in certain tasks. And it's not just doing it during the evaluation stage, but it's every day. You're doing well on this, you're doing well on this. I want you to do this. And then let them know, hey, I really like what you did here. I really like what you did there. You also work with teams, okay? People work in teams. There are special purposes and self-directed teams. Your book gives a better explanation on that as well. Virtual teams are coming up even more, where you may be working here, but you're working with a virtual team somewhere else in the either in Europe or even Mexico, Canada. And you have to make sure that the work gets done regardless of where they left off or the time that they're working. Telework, that's where people commute and they decide to work at home because of the ability to work during, because of the internet. My cousin works at this type of a job. She's a nurse, but she's a nurse for the VA. And they actually call the veterans and they find out how they're doing and make sure that they're monitoring all that they need to monitor health-wise. And she works from home. She loves it. It's great. As long as the power's good and as long as her connection is good, she's working well. Flexibility. There's a lot of people that are doing that flexibility now, where people are actually working 4 days instead of one. And actually, some companies have recorded the fact that if they work four days instead of five, they actually have increased productivity. Remember, they may be working longer hours in order to get that other day off. Job sharing, that works with their teams, where you're sharing a job where you let somebody know, I got this far, now you got to get this far as well. Okay. We've gone through some of the job analysis before, making sure that you understand what it takes, what the job needs to get done. Plus, do we have enough people? Are you going to need to do succession planning? How many people are retiring? Do we need to get more people in the company? What? And again, based on task, duty, responsibilities, do we need to do this kind of analysis as well? Are we going to merge two types of jobs? The competencies. Do we need to really have, if there's very little separating a tech one from a tech two, do we just going to go ahead and call it a tech three? Let it go, okay? Or intro tech, something. There's a way to observe or to determine job analysis is to observe. Look at how people are doing. Interview, do a questionnaire. Do we need more people? Ask the supervisors. And they're a wealth of information. Ask them, do we need more people? What other skills do we need to have? Do we need to train our people a little bit more? Do we need to change the job description? What do we need to do? We can go to Own It, and I'll show you how to do that in one of the assignments, so that you can go to Own It and look at this, so you can see the database of the different kinds of um, job duties that are there based on the job description. These job descriptions don't come from just thin air. They're based off of the Department of Labor and what is called the Occupational Online Network. And then, of course, we also have the legal aspects. What do we need as far as making sure that people with disabilities can work this job? Can they? What do we need to do? Can they work based on minimal job accommodations? Yes or no? And of course, making sure that what are they going to get paid? How much are they going to get paid? And again, making sure that we align with the ADA and that we have a good job description, job specification, and the performance standards, how well you're going to be doing. With the job description and job specification, then you create your evaluation tool to ensure that you're evaluating somebody based on the job description. They have to be aligned. Everything has to be aligned. And then again, making sure that we're doing, again, the details and disclaimers, and of course, the fact that we're changing these job descriptions when we need to. So that's the essence of this chapter. And again, if you need any assistance, don't hesitate to contact me. And please, don't put on your emails or on your when you're doing Google Hangouts with me, don't say that you're sorry for bothering me. This is what I do. Bother me. Okay? I'll get back with you at least within 24 hours. I'll see you on the flip side.